From Tucson, folks, we're at the spectacular Bedroxx for the title matches of today's JBT events. We got both divisions at once, handicap just getting going right now. Scott Wilhelm back in the title match for the second consecutive day. Didn't win yesterday, looking to avenge himself today. He's won 3 matches to get to this match, whereas yesterday he was the top seed. But he's taking on today's top seed, Brooke Martinez, who killed him all day long, hanging with the big cranker bowlers on a very high scoring day. To lead the field, has got to win 1 more match to capture title number 2 of her career. She struck in her first frame and almost rolls the 2 in the second. Wilhelm opened in his first and struck in his second. Brooke is getting 2 pins against Scott. Scott's got to win by 2 to tie and 3 to win. Brooke looked like she was going to fall asleep in game 2 of the tournament today, and this obviously game 9 for her and game 12 overall. So we'll try and keep her vertical and conscious here the rest of the match. That great form that most of the girls have. Covers up the 2 with a little trepidation and leaves.
She still looks tired.
There we go. Brooke already had a successful day today. She beat Courtney Dutton for today's Women's Series title. That's the second of 3 wins Brooke needs to qualify for the girls' TPC at the end of the year. I'm sure she'll get that 3rd win somewhere along the way. Meanwhile, over in the scratch division, Throwbot is playing Curtis Lindeman right now, as Cameron was the top seed today in one of the highest scoring tournaments we've had in a couple years, and threw about 80 in a row in practice. We'll see what he does in this match. He opens up with a strike there. Oh, Brooke light for the 2nd consecutive time and looks confused as to why it happened, leaving 2, 4, 5, and 7. So yeah, Throwbot versus Strapula over here. Curtis has climbed the ladder as well to get to this match. So 2 ladder climbers. That's going to happen a lot lately. Whereas yesterday the cuts were away minus in both divisions. Today the scratch cut was plus 71. And the handicap cut was plus 85 on a sport type shot yesterday, on straightforward house today. And when these guys get a couple boards to hit, they can just strike all day. I don't know what last place was in scratch today, but it was probably near the cut yesterday. Nice job covering up the spare from Brooke. That was a real choppable spare. And yesterday, Wilhelm's downfall was his spare shooting in the title match. He was great all day, but it let him down when the lanes changed. I don't think the lanes are too much different than they were at the start of the day today. A little drier, of course, but you can still just get in and grip it and rip it as those crankers do. And he's gripping and ripping and striking. So big double, essentially. Whoop. Hang on, we had a wrong liner. So Scott is sitting there with all of his Saguaro High School teammates, and none of them told him that he was on the wrong lane. And he strikes anyway. Shocking none of us. Scott, along with Matthew there, and Ken, and Josh Walsh, and John Patterson, part of the Saguaro High School bowling team, which are on their way to state finals. Arizona's got a pretty good high school program. Big fan of the high school program when they do it right. So here's Throwbot again, working on a double, while his opponent went spare strike. He's done almost nothing but 10 back all day today. And a little help never hurts as he trips out the 4 for the 2nd straight time to open with the 3-bagger. Cameron looking for the 30th title of his JBT career. Got yet to taste victory. Brooke has 1 win. Curtis has a couple to his credit. Brooke has a real opportunity to be one of the top female talents. That physical game is really, really good. tried to adjust off those light hits last time and crashes through the head pin this time. She's got to get this figured out in a hurry as Wilhelm looks locked in this bear. 10 row for Curtis. Perhaps the biggest torque on his strike ball of anybody on tour. That extremely high backswing and that big wrist snap at the bottom. It's an awful lot of power on the bowling ball. When it's under control, he's as deadly as anybody else. They're keeping walking off camera, by the way, because the fan isn't working very well on 3 and 4. Oh, good shot, but a half 10 there. Explain to them what you're doing, too. Another spare from Martinez, but it takes strikes today. Whoops. And Curtis won't get a chance to shoot his spare. Yeah, the lane says, never mind. Would somebody run up and let the desk know 3 pin on 10, please? 3 only on 10. We'll give us a little more time to focus on handicap here.
3 only on 10?
10 only on 3!
Mom! I was 10.
It's like that unfocused. And another nice spare from Brooke. It's time to start pulling X's up there. In case you think this is a really boring bowling alley and all they have are white screens for masking units, those are giant TV screens. This place is one of the more spectacular interiors for a bowling center we go anywhere on tour. So you can have giant TV things going up there, big old sound system, huge pool room. Bedroxx, meaning sort of a Flintstone theme, is all the poles and stuff are all done in stonework, stuff like that. Pretty cool place here. Appreciate them hosting us. Well, I'm working on a 3-bagger right now. Oh, just a bit light, but that's a great break getting that 8 pin out there. A 4-8 is a tricky spare. Obviously the 4 pin much easier as he's conversing with his team. Josh Walsh finished 3rd today, the most consistent man in America. The guy who bowled 6 out of 8 games to an even 200 yesterday. Carter O'Neill finished in 4th, first top 5 for a while for him. And John Patterson, another Swallow teammate, was rounded out the top 5. Good job with the spare, maintains his lead mid-game here as we head into the 6th frame over in scratch in handicap. Curtis, meanwhile, gets his 10-pin set up. See if that delay harms him. It does not. He spares it up, but trails considerably to Cameron's early triple. Yes, Stacy. Sure, Stacy. Cameron bowled the USBC Masters as a youth, which you're certainly allowed to do. They bowl on a brutal lane condition. Bowled yesterday at Golden Pin. They're on a brutal lane condition, so we told him to lay that out. Today on the house pattern, it must have felt like he literally had 39 boards to hit. He had quite a few, but he's also obviously bowling great too. Oh, and we'll tell you how he began his day after this shot. 4-bagger to open up. He's got the high hits trip and he's got the light hits mixing them up. Jealousy, envy from the rest of the scratch division over here watching this take place. Cameron opened his day with the 259, which was nice, but you know, not earth-shattering, and followed up with 299, which certainly excited the crowd. Almost shooting yet another 300. He's the career leader on our tour of 300s. So that's a 158 for 2 up, and then bam, 289 to follow that up. It was spare next 10. That is 847 to open up the first 3. One of the highest 3-game series we've ever had. Brooke, meanwhile, misses a 10-pin. That's a catastrophe for her over there. Well, this one tripped. Boy, I tell you, if that one tripped too, would have gotten pretty insane over there. Have Steven change it. Take up. Somewhere. Brooke really in trouble now. Sure does. There we go. If there's one thing I'd like to see a little more out of Brooke, it's a little more being pumped up in the title match. I know she's exhausted right now, and it's a long day for anybody to bowl these tournaments. but a little bit of getting pumped up can sometimes go a long way in these title matches. And if you want to see who wins these title matches, be sure to come back for part 2.